Hello and welcome to Dynamic Medicus. In this video, we will learn about various types of fractures, clinical features, complications, management, and its treatment. A fracture is defined as break in the continuity of the bone. Before we move ahead, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and please watch the video till the end. Fractures are classified on the basis of pattern, etiology, displacement, relationship with external environment, complexity of treatment, quantum of force causing fracture. Fracture pattern describes the types of fracture line. In a transverse fracture, the fracture line is almost perpendicular to the long axis of the bone. Such a fracture is caused by bending force resulting from the direct blow by the moving object. Oblique fracture. In this fracture, the fracture line is oblique and makes an acute angle with the long axis of the bone. Such a fracture is caused by a bending force which in addition has a component along the long axis of the bone. Spiral fracture. In a spiral fracture, the fracture line runs spirally in more than one plane. Such a fracture is caused by an indirect rotational or the twisting force with increasing energy transfer. The spiral fracture may have the butterfly fragment. Comminuted fracture has multiple fragments. It is seen in high energy injuries, also in cases where the crushing force is act along the long axis of the bone. Segmental fracture. In a segmental fracture, there are two fractures in one bone at a different level leading to a free segment in between. Impacted fracture. Impacted fracture occurs when bone fails in compression. So the different fracture patterns include transverse fracture, oblique fracture, spiral fracture, comminuted fracture, segmental fracture, impacted fracture. One more fracture sometimes included here is avulsion fracture. Next way to classify it is on the basis of etiology. Traumatic fractures. Traumatic fracture is a fracture of bone following a direct or indirect violence. A normal healthy bone breaks only when it is subjected to a excessive force. Hence, these fractures are caused by the action of an abnormal excessive force on a normal healthy bone. For example, in road traffic accidents, fracture caused by a fall. Pathological fractures. Fractures in an abnormal or the diseased bone is referred to as pathological fractures. Results from an action or an abnormal force on a from action of an normal force on an abnormally weak bone. For example, bones with osteoporosis. Stress fracture. Stress fractures are results from the cyclical application of the normal force in excessive frequency to the normal bone of a healthy patient. leading to a break in the bony tubercle. Example, second metatarsal fracture in army group people, popularly known as March fracture, and the fracture of navicular bone in athletes on the basis of the fracture displacement. They are divided into subtypes like undisplaced, minimally displaced, and displaced. Undisplaced are undisplaced is a fracture that is complete but has not moved from its anatomical position. Minimally displaced is that very minimally displaced from its anatomical position, and displaced fracture are the fractures when the distal fragment is completely displaced from its anatomical position. Relationship with the external environment. It can be classified as closed or open. Closed fractures is not communicating with the external environment. The underlying skin and the soft tissues are intact. In the open fractures, break in the overlying skin and the soft tissues, and it's communicating with the external environment. On the basis of complexity of treatment, it can be classified into a simple, complex, and complicated. In the simple fracture, it's relatively easy to treat. For example, closed transverse fracture of tibia. Complex fracture, multiple pieces relatively difficult to treat. For example, comminuted intra-articular fracture of the proximal part of the tibia. Complicated fractures if it is associated with the damage to an adjacent neurovascular structure, then often it requires emergency treatment. Quantum of force required. It can be classified into high velocity and low velocity. High velocity injury is caused by a severe trauma force, as in a road traffic accident. These fractures are associated with soft tissue injury with extensive devascularization of fracture ends. These are usually more complex fracture and difficult to treat, unstable and slow to heal. Low velocity injuries are caused by a mild trauma force, as in a fall. There is a little association of the soft tissue injury. Clinical features. Fracture is usually followed by a pain and loss of function. A pathological fracture may be preceded by pain or by symptom of underlying cause. General signs are shock or hemorrhage, associated damage to brain, spinal cord, or viscera, a predisposing cause. Local signs. Look for swelling, bruising, and deformity. If skin is broken or intact, and from within or without the fracture is open. Feel for localized tenderness, disturbed pulsation, and sensory deficit. Move as if he can move or joint the joints distal to the injury, elicit crepitus and abnormal movements. Complications. Complications of the fractures. They are classified into immediate complications, early complications, and late complications. They are further divided into systemic and local complications. In the immediate complications, the systemic complication is hypovolemic shock. Local complications are injury in major vessels, injury in muscles and tendons, injury to the skins and viscera. Early complications Systemic complications are hypovolemic shock, ARDS, aseptic traumatic fever, deep vein thrombosis, and pulmonary embolism, crush syndrome. Local complications are infection and compartment syndrome. In the late complications, there may be a delayed union, malunion, non-union, and cross union. Other causes or complications are avascular necrosis, joint stiffening, osteomyelitis, ischemic contracture, Walkman's contracture, osteoarthritis. Avascular necrosis, blood supply of some bones is such that the vascularity of the part of it is seriously jeopardized following the fracture, resulting in necrosis of the part. Iatrogenic complications, cast, pressure ulcers, thermal burns during the plaster hardening, and the thrombophlebitis. Crush syndrome, crushing injury to the skeletal muscles because of this fracture. Causes are crushing of muscles. Complications are shock and renal failure. Deep vein thrombosis, common complication associated with lower limb injuries and with the spinal injuries. Deep vein thrombosis proximal to the knee is a common cause of the life-threatening complications of pulmonary embolism. Causes are immobilization following trauma, fracture of leg. Symptoms are leg swelling and the calf tenderness. Joint stiffness. It is a common complication of fracture treatment. Shoulder, elbow, and knee joints are particularly prone to stiffness following immobilization. Myositis ossificans. Myositis ossificans is where calcification and bony masses develop within muscle and can occur as a complication of fractures. It may also happen because of the ossification of the hematoma around the joint after a compound of fracture. Osteoarthritis. Osteoarthritis is liable to follow malunion and traumatic injuries to the joints. Joint surfaces become incongruent. Direction of stress transmission is abnormal. Increased wear and tear at the joint. Walkman's ischemic contracture. This is a sequel of Walkman's ischemia. The ischemic muscles are replaced by a fibrous tissue. If the peripheral nerves are also affected, sensory or motor paralysis may happen. Clinical features: marked atrophy, flexion deformity, nails show atrophic changes, skin becomes dry and scaly. Shortening, it is a common complication of fractures and results from malunion of the long bones, crushing, actual bone loss, and the growth defects, growth plate or the epiphyseal injuries. Osteomyelitis. Osteomyelitis is an infection of the bone. Many different types of bacteria can cause osteomyelitis. However, infection with a bacterium called Staph aureus is the most common cause. Infection with a fungus is a rare cause. Imperfect union of the fracture. They are again classified into four subgroups: delayed union, malunion, non-union, and cross-union. Non-union, when the process of fracture healing comes to a stand before its completion, The fracture is said to have gone in non-union. It is not before 6 months that the fracture can be so labeled as non-union. Non-union is one endpoint of the delayed union. Malunion occurs when the bone fragments join in an unsatisfactory position, usually due to the insufficient reduction. Causes are primary, the fracture was never reduced and has united in a deformed position. Shortening is, of course, one type of deformity. Secondary, the fracture was reduced but reduction was not held. Delayed union, when a fracture takes more than usual time to unite, it is said to have gone in delayed union. Causes are inadequate blood supply, infection, incorrect splintage, like insufficient splintage or excessive traction. Traction. Traction prevents patient mobilizing, causing additional muscle wasting and weakness. Other complications include pressure ulcers, pneumonia or the urinary tract infection, permanent foot drop contractures, peroneal nerve palsy, pin tract infection, or the thromboembolism. Hypovolemic shock, commonest cause of the death following the fractures. Causes are external or internal hemorrhage. Compartment syndrome, it can also result from crush injuries caused by a falling debris or from patients' unconscious compression of their own limb, swelling of limb inside an overtight cast. Compartment syndrome can occur in any compartment. Example, the hand, forearm, upper arm, abdomen, buttocks, thighs, and legs. Aseptic traumatic fever. This is supposed to be due to the absorption of fibrin fragment ferment taking place. It may, however, be due to some irritation as of a badly fitting splint and disappears on removal of it. Crush injuries, commonly seen in pelvic and rib fractures. Nerve injuries, radial nerve is commonly injured. Consequences lead to a neurapraxia or the neurotmesis, axillary nerve dislocation of shoulder, deltoid paralysis, radial nerve shaft of humerus, wrist drop, median nerve supracondylar of humerus leading to a pointing index, ulnar nerve damage, medial epicondyle humerus leads to a claw hand, sciatic nerve leads to a posterior dislocation of hip and leads to a foot drop. Skin complications like fracture blisters, plaster sores, bad sores. Muscle complications are torn muscle fibers and disuse atrophy. Tendon complications are torn tendon, avulsion fracture, late rupture, tendinitis. Joint complication like instability, stiffness. Arterial complications like gangrene, compartment syndrome, that is Walkman's ischemia, Walkman's contracture, ischemia at other sites. Bone complications are avascular necrosis, delayed union, non-union, malunion, or growth disturbance. Nerve complications are nerve injury, nerve compression, late ulnar neuritis. Management and treatment deal with the limb and the life-saving problems first. A, B, C, D, E. Airway, breathing, circulation. D for disability. E for exposure, investigations, X-rays in AP and lateral view, MRI, CBC, serum creatinine, coagulation profile, urine analysis, RBS, HIV, HBsAg. Before beginning the definitive treatment, it is important to describe if wound is open or closed, which bone is broken and where. What is the displacement of the break? Displacement like shift, whether it is backward, forward, sideways or longitudinally, with impaction or overlap, tilt, sideways, backwards or forward, twist, rotation in any direction. Treatment of fracture is based on reduce, hold and exercise. Reduction, whether it is close reduction or open reduction. Close reduction by close manipulation with the anesthesia, by preferably after reduction by traction. Open reduction when close reduction is inaccurate, when close reduction is impossible, since a small fragment is trapped in a joint or a soft tissues, interposed and small fragment unmanageable. Hold methods used are continuous traction followed by functional bracing, plaster splintage of conventional type, sometimes used temporarily and followed by functional bracing, metal fixation internally or externally. Management of open fractures. It begins at the scene of accident where the primary objective is to save life and minimize the shock. Further treatment is based on following consideration. Bacteria have entered the wound. Bacteria may multiply in wound, hence wound toileting. Tension may build up before, therefore leave the wound open, wound closure and aftercare. Exercises, physiotherapy, passive exercising, isometric exercises and isotonic exercises. Plan of wound closure in open fractures. Wound debridement. If a small puncture wound is there, then leave it as it is. If there is a clean lacerated wound, it needed a primary closure. In the doubtful lacerated wound, observe for 2-3 days. If there is infection, then it will need a secondary closure, and if there is no infection, then a delayed primary closure. In the infected wound, healing by secondary intention. Treatment. General plan for treatment of the fractures are: examine for the neurovascular deficit. In the undisplaced fracture, we need to do immobilization followed by physiotherapy. In the displaced fracture, if possible, close reduction by manipulation and traction. If we get the acceptable position, then followed by immobilization and physiotherapy. And if unacceptable position, Then open reduction will needed, and the internal fixation followed by a physiotherapy. Then open reduction and internal fixation followed by physiotherapy. Thanks for watching the video. If you have found value in this video, then please do like, share and comment on my video and subscribe to my channel Dynamic Medicos.